Warning, 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 warning.
This is a Masonic Broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Broadcast.
You're listening to Uncle's Broadcast. My name is Aaron, and I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 194 we're at right there, people.
Yep.
Now, this is a Friday night. Our talk show is about to start.
About to. Any second now. We're live on Ocelli.com every Friday night. It's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this show comes on.
Eastern Time.
Yeah, here.
We're on the Western Time.
We're on the West, and it's 8 p.m. You can call in tonight or any Friday.
Anytime. Can call in. I'm on air. So start ringing there, Chuckies.
Call in. The number is 319-527-5016. Love to have you, so do call this number, 319-527-5016. Or find on Skype our producer, Chuck. He is Charles.Ocelli on Skype. He'll bring you in that way. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we're live. Great to be here. Back, Uncle. Uncle, you were missing last week.
Yeah. I had kind of a stomach problem. I didn't feel very well. Because I always said you can always take a day off but help me control these. I can do my show. And you have when you don't want to do yours.
Uncle, do you know what happened last week? Let me show you. This is what happened. See that? See that picture?
Hey, that don't look like.
That's the Uncle, the broadcast logo, but instead of your face, it's someone else's face on it.
Why are you on it?
Because I was on it.
Yeah, we kind of did
Wait a second. What is his face doing on my logo?
We kind of
just explain here, Chucky boy.
We kind of did the Uncle show.
I want you to.
We kind of did the Uncle show without Uncle, except we played a couple of clips of you. Is what we did, and I kind of tried to do your show without you.
Back.
Well,
Get that back on me. That's not you.
Well, that's last week's episode, Uncle.
Well,
this week is going to be different. Obviously, we have the voice back.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, you cannot do my voice.
We got
sidekick.
into. I know
I'm
that.
telling
I know
you,
that.
You're trying your hardest to try to decide my voice. There is no way you can get my voice.
See,
so that happened.
You gotta listen to last week's Uncle show, Uncle, because Aaron tried to do your voice at the beginning of the hour, and then I played around with it a little bit too, and we found out the reason why I did it is because you actually did an impression of me some weeks ago. A listener pointed out that you had done an impression of me like a ways back. And so we played that. And you did an impression, I think, of me and Pierce. And so we tried to do that, and we also talked about movies, thought that you would probably like that if we talked about movies during your time. And pretty much tried to do the Uncle show without Uncle, and it wasn't the same, Uncle. It just really wasn't the same.
It was not.
Well, we can go towards that if you want to do that too. Because I've now got a couple of clips of what I've been watching.
Oh, we're talking about the sword show again.
Sword show.
Yeah, well, the sword show is ongoing.
This is absolutely going on. I'm wondering when it's going to end. Now, but it's a good show. It's a good show.
A lot of episodes.
It is. But your wife and my sisters saying too much.
Well,
I mean, wait a minute. I'm cutting it back at nights now.
You've been spending quite a bit of time in your room watching TV.
Well, on that show.
It's been
because
you're doing what the kids call binge watching.
Been watching?
You've been binge watching Resurrection Ertugrul.
Yeah, that's what it is. Ertugrul.
Definitely binge watching, yes. So I mean, I don't know. A good show. I know.
When you get hooked on something, let me say something to you.
Okay.
When you get hooked on a show like that, it's like you can't put the pen down.
Okay. Oh, like if you're writing something and you get in the swing of it.
Just that it's so not because of fighting, swords and stuff, but it's just the action where they go crazy, and the whole group goes out by the bushes, and the action starts at the bushes. This is absolutely crazy.
Is each episode is the end of every episode? Is it set up so that they make you want to see what happens next? Would you say that at the end of every episode they kind of set it up that way, like, oh, what happens next?
Yeah, what happens the next, and how does it continue on?
Yeah.
See, right now they got rid of all the guy that chopped his head off.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, remember the guy that put nails in his hand?
Kind of. Okay.
Well, he finally got rid of him. He finally went head to head and killed him.
Okay, good.
So he's out of the picture now.
I was waiting for that.
Now we're with more knights in another place, and he's meeting another couple of people that are friendly.
Uncle, you'll be interested to know. I did an interview yesterday, and we played the interview in the previous hour here of a guy who wrote a book. He wrote a book of a real life superhero called the Phantom Patriot, and this guy carried a ninja sword. And you don't know what Bohemian Grove is, do you, Uncle?
No.
Okay. You know what the redwood forests are here in California?
Redwood forest.
The giant trees, the giant trees out here?
Yeah, they're the big
the world's largest trees?
Largest trees. We saw them in the Christmas season. Remember that time?
Yeah, wait a minute. We did? When did we see that?
They're making the big old Christmas trees.
Well, I guess you could. But long story short, there's this place up in Northern California where some of the world's the biggest business moguls and powerful people in America definitely get together, and they have kind of like this retreat where they go camping in the woods for a week or two. So a bunch of big shots out in the woods, and this guy, the Phantom Patriot, went there dressed up like a superhero, and he had a ninja sword and guns, and he burnt down the place, and he had a standoff with guns, and the important part is he brought a sword in there. This is a real life swordsman.
Where they come with these swords, absolutely amazing me. I mean,
they
just fly around.
I know.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And then the short things, shoot, there, left and right, just going right.
So many swords. Uncle, did you ever play the video game Zelda?
No. I think I might get on our new game thing when I'm trying to save up for it.
It's an old Nintendo game. You'd probably like it because you get to shoot swords in it. If your hearts are all the way up, you can shoot your sword at people.
I might like that on my thing when I'm trying to save up.
We should get like an old game emulator. I'm inspired by Robbie Martin here and his MAME Politics. You remember Robbie that was on a few weeks back, probably a month or two ago.
Yeah, about a month.
He was talking about the game. He did the game show.
Wait.
With the Mortal Kombat. He played Mortal Kombat, remember?
Yeah.
He has some sort of weird emulator where he's got all these old games. We should get one that plays the old Nintendo games and play Nintendo games.
Once we get the one that we're getting, we can get from there.
Oh, yeah. I bet that probably has one on there.
Probably do.
I bet it does.
We're trying to build ourselves up with the money that I get, the bottles and cans, and these other things. He's even putting his stuff in for his allowance money.
Yeah, Uncle and my son are saving up money for what, a Nintendo Switch, right?
Nintendo Switch.
They're saving up money. They've been working away, working, collecting all this money, and it's you're saving up for a Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I think probably Nintendo Switch probably has an old NES emulator or something with a bunch of old games on it.
It has something. Well, it's just that we have to get the thing, and then we just have to see what's on it.
Yeah.
To go from there to see if it's what you want, that we can put it on it. It's just that we have to see what's on it first.
We
got to get it.
Yeah, there's quite a universe of older games and older game mods that exist on there that you can download for, either really inexpensive, and some of them are even free.
Oh, cool.
On there, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Do that then.
So,
gotta get the when we're working.
I think maybe with that, maybe we'll have to do some sort of collaboration or have Robbie back if he'll do it and do some sort of game something or other with him.
Oh, okay.
Because we know he's the old game enthusiast. I love him too. I play the songs from the games on my guitar. I do that. I'm always learning new songs from video games, and that's fun for me. We could do something. I don't know what. We got to come up with some sort of weird game thing going here. Uncle, we're trying to broaden our audience here. People love the games.
Oh, I know these people miss me. I can imagine.
I mean,
know the main two are you two. I know you guys miss me.
I mean, just imagine dealing with this last week, Uncle. Can you imagine?
The bald-headed man.
Me.
Doesn't fit.
That's not the broadcast logo then. No. It was like Chuck said, it was not the same.
I don't know how you got away with doing the main broadcast with that face.
I just got by the skin of my teeth, as they say. That's for sure. So, but we've made it through, thank goodness, and we're here this week. And yeah, if anybody's out there and wants to call in, we'll give out the number again. We'd love to have you. 319-527-5016. Do call. Join us.
Fine, sweethearts. Let's get the notes out. Since I missed them, the notes. Let's start.
You know what? So,
we'll do that later.
Uncle, no. Let's do this right now. Let's go to the mailbag, to speak.
Mailbag, I mean.
We have gotten. I went to the mailbox recently and was pleasantly surprised by a ton of stuff. Ed has just been sending postcard after postcard. Here, check out all these postcards. Oh, this is an older one. So this is one I think with Billie Holiday, a picture of her signing autographs. Oh, here's one that, check that out, Uncle. So this was a picture from, was it Frizzetti, the artist Frizzetti?
Oh, that looks like a
Frank Frazetta. Sorry, Frank Frazetta. It was sent by Ed, and he was giving me a hard time because I didn't realize who Frank Frazetta was. And then he sent actually somebody posted this in the chat room a couple weeks back, and Ed sent a postcard of the same image. It's Conan standing on like the top of a mountain of skulls, and there's the woman hanging onto his ankles. He's kind of there with his sword. So that's one of the postcards Ed sent us with a nice letter.
Problem, but this looks like when I've seen it.
He sent this one that says how most commercial shampoos and soaps contain chemicals and toxins which penetrate the skin.
Oh, we know that.
So that, and see, he wrote on the back of that. Very cool. He wrote these letters to us. I'm not going to. I don't think we can read these later. I don't know if Ed wants us to read them on air, and it's just basically him saying that he's excited about. You know what? Actually, I'm sure he probably wouldn't mind. Do you want me to read one of these?
Yes, one's good.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see here.
Had mine.
Let's read from one of the postcards. Where was that one that you had here? So we'll go with the soap one. Let's see here. This is from Sunday, the 23rd of August, 2020. Windows to the world are what we're looking through. Who knows if what we find is true? Seeing is believing, as some people say. Knowing is to get a better view. That's from Carrie Lindgren of Kansas, from the song Windows from their Vinyl Confessions album 1982. Ed has written this all out here. Aaron, regarding AOT 283, rules meant to be broken, really dug your old school transistor radio style confessional soliloquy. It brought the above lines from this old song from the progressive rock band Kansas to mind. Most kids your age hated what you referred to as prog rock. But now that you're 40 years young, you might be able to appreciate more intricate musical compositions. Seriously, though, you might really dig Kansas' 70s work, as Carrie Lindgren was, chronicling his search for meaning in his lyrics. Miracles out of nowhere. Get 2 for the show live, 1 disc edition for a best of record. Sorry for the sloppy writing. Back at you with Seeker Seek on Ed. Okay, so there you go.
Oh, that's good.
So this is just an example of, again, that was written on a postcard. Ed has sent us tons of these.
I have to give a strong shout out to him.
Shout out to Ed
for this, because this guy is constantly
Mm-hmm.
giving out notes and things.
If we were thinking about upgrading the closet to a full room and getting a full room dedicated kind of to the podcasting, if we do, I think I'm going to hang all the stuff that people have sent over the years.
It would help to put it up in the front and have them written down. This is from him. This is from whom.
We've got it.
That's a very good idea. Except right now, it's not.
Yeah, we can't do it in the closet. Yeah. There's clothing and whatnot in here. Yeah.
But what we could do, if and when Nana gets her room, we can pop down on the other side.
We might do that. Yeah.
And just put it on that.
Yeah.
And then I just go down the stairs.
So yeah, it's an idea. If we do get a little more space, I do want to hang all this stuff because we got all sorts of stuff.
I think it's a good idea to do.
We've got this, and I'll just answer Ed real quick. I do actually love progressive rock. Alan Parsons Project, I do very much enjoy.
I like that one. That one is good.
You like Alan Parsons Project?
You ever heard the song?
I've seen the band live.
That song is nice.
Yeah. I saw them live in Vegas a few years back. That was really good. That was crazy. Yeah, so that was fun. I mean, yeah, I like progressive rock. So I do like it, Ed, not to worry about that.
I like rock, period.
And here's more mail. We got stuff from Random Death Metaler, who's in the chat room often. He sent me these really cool death metal stickers. One, my favorite, Dying Fetus, Blunt Force Records. Look at this, Uncle. Isn't that cool? Wouldn't that be cool in our podcast room?
Yeah. What we're going to do with this,
that's a nice one, yeah.
Save these.
Yeah.
Then put them in a flat room book for now.
Well, yeah. I got all this saved.
And then when we get out there, then you can take them out and put them on the wall.
I got stuff up here. I got stuff in the garage. People send me all sorts of stuff. Here's more stickers.
Have you got stuff to go out?
To garage? Oh no! No!
I'm just giving you an idea.
Uncle, I've been very busy lately. That's a good thing because I feel like I've been very productive, and I feel like I'll finally get around to doing the mail day that I've been meaning to do for so long. I haven't.
Well,
so we're going to do that.
No, we didn't forget you, Chuck.
Check this out, Uncle. Do the this is a Masonic Manual of Missouri, sent also by Random Death Meddler. Do the Knights of Columbus have a little handbook like this? Do they hand out one of these that you have?
No.
You have anything that looks like this? See this little thing?
That's like a prayer book. No.
It's kind of like that.
That's a prayer book. It's like a prayer book. Like in the churches.
So the Knights have these.
They do have them like that, but it's shown.
Does it have
blood in them?
Does it have images like this in it?
And I don't know if they have them in the Bible. It's just the reading part.
Yeah,
and
there is
have some pictures, but like that.
There's such a thing as a Masonic Bible as well. That's much larger.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Those things are really interesting. The illustrations, the artwork.
Yeah.
Have you actually held one and flipped through it?
I don't think a Masonic Bible. There was a Masonic encyclopedia that my friend had bought off of eBay that was really cool, but I don't think I've seen the Masonic Bible.
Well, the Bibles, even when somebody dies, they're supposed to return those to the temple.
They
are not supposed to be distributed anywhere.
Got it.
But I have seen one, and
sure.
And thumbed through it, and boy, is that interesting. Is there a lot of ornate illustrations in this one, or in their
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this little manual, it's a little, what is it? Maybe 3 by 2, maybe 2.5 by 4. So it's a tiny little pocket-sized thing. Yeah. And it's, how many pages is it? Maybe 100 pages.
Look at the last page.
Yeah, it's like 107, so about 110 pages. And it's very cool. It's from the year 1909 it was printed.
1909.
By Grand Lodge AF and AM of Missouri. And yeah, it's got a lot of really cool illustrations. So it's just it's the opening and closing ceremonies, and it goes through the first 3 degrees of Masonry, entered apprentice through Master Mason, and it just explains like the not really the ritual so much for them, I don't think. It's just kind of explains the purpose. And it gets into symbolism of stuff like the beehive and stuff. So I'll have a little, here's the beehive. See the beehive, Uncle? And it tells you a little bit about what the symbolism to the Masons of the beehive is.
Masons.
Feels like we're in Utah all over again.
That's in Utah. Yes, sir.
It's all over the road signs, yeah.
Yeah, that's in Utah.
Mm-hmm. They're not Masons, they're Mormons.
Mormons.
Yeah, Mormons have their own beliefs about things.
They're not the belief. Another belief.
There's no secret societies among the Mormons.
No.
Uh,
They're around your neck of the woods. Your parents' neck of the woods.
No, that would be the Amish. They're also a religious cult of sorts.
Or the Mennonites. He's maybe thinking Mennonites, mixing them up with Mormons, maybe.
Oh, yeah, Mennonites, too. Yes, yeah, that's a similar, the M, yeah. Very also similar to the Amish.
And kind of things.
Lots of religious groups out there, Uncle.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
It's still a shame, though, that we have this demodemic thing going on.
It is.
It is. We just can't get out.
I know, we're stuck here.
I mean, even though they call, like, for example, they call for somebody for jury duty. First of all, I'm going back to that for a minute. Because of that, I don't understand. Why did people call them out to do that if they know this haven't done better? Now, how are we supposed to say if somebody has to do, well, understand they have to do for their purposes, but still, it's very dangerous.
Wait, you mean just being in public? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Being in public is dangerous now.
Right now.
All you got to do is wear the mask and you're fine.
All I know is if I ever again in my life face a jury, I want Uncle on it. That's all I know.
I've been told you before, and I was... they sent me through a mail, like I told you earlier ago. Ask for me for one.
Yeah. Uncle's got jury duty issues to take care of here. Yeah, he's got some issues with that.
I just don't see how I can get around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's odd. It's odd.
It's not voting, and all of a sudden you're getting this stuff.
I know.
That's the only thing I don't like about voting.
I think
right there.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work.
Supposed to work, yes, but still, the man can understand how to do it.
I had heard that you can even get summoned to jury duty even without voting. I think I've heard that. I don't think you're supposed to be able to, but I also have heard that you can. So I don't know the truth on that, honestly. I can't keep up with what's going on.
I'm getting confused with it.
It's very confusing.
It aggravates me. I mean,
we're aggravated. We'll get you out of this jury duty, Uncle. It's all right. We'll figure out.
Well, I believe some places will draw off of your state tax records.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That could be it, yeah.
I don't know about California per se, but I do know that some states do indeed send random jury selection out to people that are just on the tax rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
Yeah. I think people just commonly believe that you have to vote, but I don't think that's even true. Not now.
I haven't been lately.
No, I don't think so.
Until this coming year.
The rules have changed, Uncle. It's a different world we live in. This is a post-COVID-19 world. You can be summoned to jury duty just for if you wore a mask, if you didn't wear a mask, any one of those reasons.
Anyway, I suppose.
Yeah. Uncle, I'm still here. I'm in public almost every day. Look at me. I'm just fine. See?
You're in the stores.
I'm the picture of health. I'm staring down random members of the public on a constant basis, unwavering. I will not bow down to the fear. I'll just keep talking to random people I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it. You can't stop. You can't keep me away, Uncle. Just try. You could chain me. I will break those chains. You cannot fetter me.
What else can we talk about?
I don't know. We talked about COVID. We talked about... Oh, God, there's some crazy news stories happening. You, of course, I guess we'll do this. You've heard about the death today of the Supreme Court justice?
I heard about something. They were talking on the radio about TV about somebody dying in the courtroom.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Huh?
She was a Supreme Court justice. Notorious RBG. Yeah, see, look, I knew all I'd have to do is go to Twitter, and the first tweet would be it. So here we go. Yeah, this is the big story, obviously, right now. So, I mean, and everybody's very worried because Trump could yet again nominate a Supreme Court justice, and and now there's going to be too many conservative ones versus liberal ones.
Saying that's the highest you can go? You were mentioning that?
Yeah, it's the highest court in the land, and also that job, being a Supreme Court justice, is considered the most prestigious job in the entire country. I do remember that it's seen as that, the most prestigious job.
Go someday, just like Chuck and me said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so yeah, I don't know. Oh, and here's a clip of Trump responding to it. I'm sure this is going to be good. I'm not going to watch this now. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's in the news. Obviously important. Obviously interesting. I don't know what to make of it. I know people are just terrified over everything that's happening. I don't want to fall into that and just be terrified about every little thing that keeps happening.
Well, let's not think in terms of terror, but Mitch McConnell already came forward and said, oh, yes, we are going to bring somebody forth, and there will be a vote on the floor of the Senate before the election.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
So have somebody
Yeah. So,
the lady passing away.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. And Trump has appointed a number of federal judges, which is significant. It's easy to overlook sometimes, but this happening with the timing of it might actually shine quite a light on that particular topic too, which is kind of interesting. I don't know, Uncle. This is just things are heating up. Nobody's cooling off. Everybody just keeps getting more and more angry. It's in a weird time right now, so I don't know quite what to make of all that.
Well, we're going to say, hope those young people come out and vote. That's what I have to say to it. Because all those people that was in those things when we was there was a bunch of them.
Oh, for the primaries.
And you have a phone caller, too, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool. We have a phone caller. Well, this is good, Uncle.
Who do we have, and what's your name, and where you from? Is that on air again?
Hello, caller.
Very cool.
Oh, hey, I didn't hear the intro there. It's Speak of the Devil. Go ahead, Uncle.
Great to hear from you. Did you hear?
The same without you, man. Say again?
Did you get to hear us reading your mail a minute ago, Ed?
That was it.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, it was good to hear. Glad you finally got down to the mailbox, and sounds like it was overflowing with a lot of stuff there.
It was. Man, you have been quite the scribe. Thank you so much for everything you ever sent, man. It's always exciting.
Well, it's kind of over a period of time, I think. I mean, you need to get down there a little more often, maybe.
I do.
Keep sending, and you keep sending out. You might get something out.
Really quickly, speaking of mailroom interactions, Random Death Metaler is in the chat room. I don't know if he heard that you identified some mail that you got from him, but he does have something there about jury duty if you want to read from it, Aaron, in the chat room.
Yeah, we'll go to that right now. Okay, so he says, this is Random Death Meddler, who did send this Masonic manual and cool death metal stickers in the mail. He says that, let's see here, I believe jury duty is pulled from the DMV, so if you have an identification card, you can be summoned. Getting out of jury duty is simple. All you have to do is put your occupation as psychic/clairvoyant. Done deal. There you go, Uncle. That's
I love
funny.
it. That's kind of what I wanted to call about, because I've been getting, I get these damned summons every year, and I used to use my wife as disabled as an excuse, but you know what? I haven't answered one or sent one back in years, so I don't know if there's a warrant out for my arrest or what, but you, Uncle, you can get out of that. I would think you could get out of that with any number of different excuses.
That's the other point I was coming up to. You just mentioned it. Unable. I am unable.
If you got a disability, you should be able to use that and just send that thing back and say you can't do it.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
That's what we've done. I've sent that. In Florida, they understand.
Yeah.
In Florida, they understood. But my sister, she did that, and they threw it out, and they didn't understand that. Now, what?
The hard part is getting a hold of them. That's the hardest part. Yeah.
No, just mail the thing back. You write your excuse on the thing and send it back to them direct.
I think
Okay.
she sent something out of the mailbox today.
She sent something out?
It might have been that.
Yeah, I'll bet it
not
was.
sure,
I'll bet it
but
was.
it might have been that.
She's got some documentation they can see if they need it, but probably won't be necessary.
I sent something out in the mailbox today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been that.
Yeah.
But
I only sat on a jury once, and it was very disturbing to me how corrupt the damn court was. They were really trying to railroad a dude for almost nothing in the case that I was on, and it was just the mentality of my fellow jurors and the two cops that contradicted their testimonies, contradicted.
Yeah.
And they, I talked everybody into, I had to be the foreman on the thing, and I talked everybody into letting this guy off. It was over really a BS thing, trying to get him for drunk driving when he was not drunk driving, smoking a cigarette in his campground, in a car, warming up just with the heater on, and and these jurors, first thing, well, maybe they were trying to get him for something else. I said, dude, we're not trying him for something else. We're trying him for this BS they just laid out before us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just saw how twisted the whole thing was. It was just it was a very good learning experience for me. And the prosecutor was upset. He came in, well, could I talk to you? How come you let this guy off and all? I pointed out, well, your two cops just contradicted each other's testimony. And, I can't remember all the details, but I laid it out for him why we, didn't convict this guy. And he kind of harumphed on out of the room, but.
Well,
yeah,
Ed,
I wouldn't go either, Uncle.
In defense of the legal system, Ed, it's people like you that make it work, because you were like, hey, look, no.
Yeah,
this,
I know. I've thought of that too. Yeah, but
yeah,
I just felt dirty after being a part of it, but I felt good too, getting the guy off of the thing too. They were trying to mess with him.
Exactly.
It's a two-edged sword, so to say.
I did it one time. I was there. I got there one time. It was time in Florida one time.
Oh, you were on a jury? Oh, you went into jury duty. Okay, got it. Selection process.
Never got picked, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I sat there. Boy, it's crazy. I'm going to sit there in the room.
You just sit there, yeah.
Wait. It's boring.
Oh, yeah, I did that in Long Beach, yeah.
You did too?
Same thing happened to me. I went down there. They never called me in or anything. Yeah, I just left, yeah.
That I can take.
Yeah.
In some way I can take. But being on one, completely different story.
Yeah. I've never actually sat on a jury either. No, never made it. I've never made it that far.
This is crazy. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one time for me, and I've never been back, but I get the darn summons every year. Sometimes twice a year, it seems.
Oh,
I don't know.
Gracious.
I don't know why me. Why do I keep getting them?
Wow. They liked your performance so much in that previous case. They're like, we gotta get this guy back.
Yeah.
It's at the behest of that prosecutor. It sounds like.
You know who would be liking to go to jury duty?
Who's that?
Your wife.
Oh yeah, she'd love it.
She'd love doing that.
She'd be all into that.
She'd be into that. She said she never been.
No, she hasn't sat on a jury either.
But she votes.
Yeah, why doesn't she get a summons? She'd be good at it probably. So why didn't she get a darn summons?
I don't know what's going on.
Try picking him out.
Yeah.
Well, don't they pick them? You pick an M, you go.
Ed, we like the Conan illustration.
Yeah, I like the Conan.
It's pretty cool.
See,
that's just a screenshot I took and put in my photos. I figured a few things out on my little dummy board, and then
cool.
Took it over to my mom's and printed it out. So
I'm good.
We like it.
It reminded me of Uncle, because they both have swords and stuff.
Exactly.
It's what I've been watching.
Conan and Uncle. I don't have a sword. I have a Bowie knife. It's kind of like a super short sword, but not really a sword.
Also, bow and arrow. Now, in this movies, they got this bow and arrow. They've been shooting bow and arrows. I forgot to tell you.
The archers, yes.
Archers, they're going nuts.
Oh, man, you may need to get one of those to go with your sword, dude.
Go to the sword shop. Maybe they might have some.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Love the bows and arrows. Love the swords. A battle axe seems like it'd be kind of tough to wield. I feel like I'd prefer to have a sword. The battle axe, a little heavy.
A battle axe doesn't seem like a perfect weapon, really. It seems like kind of a heavy, somebody go right under that thing and gut you with their sword,
Yeah. You got to swing it and then pick it up again. Like the sword is more nimble, I feel like. I don't know. I'm not
by that time,
great.
Man, by that time, you might be done.
I think so. Chuck, were you there? What's going on there?
Were you there, Chuck?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, with the enthusiasm of some people, though, I don't want a jury pool full of, like, people that really want to be there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You get unlucky enough to be before a jury for some reason. The last thing you want is a bunch of people who think they're courtroom experts. Like, that's right, I'm here to serve justice. It's like, yeah, you know what? What was that plea deal you offered again?
Yeah, they come in wearing the Blue Lives Matter shirt or something like like that. They come in and it's like,
and the judge gives you these instructions that like just paint you into a corner. And I had to tell these guys, look, this guy's one of our peers, and we have to use some common sense here. Well, but the judge said we got to, and then, they started applying the situation to themselves, and that's what turned them around. But this one lady, I said, now you've been listening to everything we're saying, and you heard all the testimony we heard. What do you say? And this is what horrified me. Well, I don't know. I'll just go along with whatever you guys decide, she said.
Yeah,
I still feel slapped in the face by that.
Oh, she's trying to wrap it up in 45 minutes so that she can hear that dun-dun noise in her head from Law and Order, right? No, that's exactly who you don't want there.
I was like, huh? Really?
That's exactly who you don't want there. Telling you. Oh, he looks guilty. Okay.
Another show.
And they might want him for something else, these guys were saying. It's like, well, what does that have to do with this?
Well, there's another show in this show called People's Court. I keep thinking it's
People's.
Hey, it's my turn to talk. No, it's not your turn. Judge Judy. Judge Judy says.
Judge Judy. Yeah. Judge Judy.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a People's Court anymore? Because I know Judge Judy's still on, but I don't know about People's Court.
That's an older one. No. That was on for a while. I think it had a pretty long run, but no. Stopped running, I want to say decades ago, probably.
Somebody told me they took Cops off the air, the show Cops or whatever.
Yeah.
Judge Wapner and Bailiff Llewellyn, right? The People's Court. Yeah. Here, the judge is going to decide.
Goodness. Wow. Oh, you know what? One of my coworkers told me that she had been on an episode of Judge Judy.
What?
Yeah, she was on an episode of Judge Judy. Wow. She said that Judge Judy really did not like her and ruled against her. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I can't remember anything about the details of what the case was, but that just cracked me up.
Well, tell her she shouldn't feel so bad. Judge Judy supported Mike Bloomberg for president, I think, right? So,
Yeah.
Think about the judgment call on that.
Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't feel bad either. So, yeah.
So, hey, Uncle, you're going to blow this. You're going to blow this court duty off, I hope. And if I can change the subject just real quick, what do you think of the baseball season now that it's like almost over now already?
I only watched a little bit of it. I'm back and forth. Now it's half over. We're into football.
Yeah.
It's absolute bananas. I'll tell you, they're stopping it. I'm surprised, though. Sports they're controlling, they're slowing it down. I really think they're slowing it. Yeah. You see the cardboard cards. You see the cardboard people.
Oh, in the stands, yeah.
And now, that's disturbing. I can only listen to the radio broadcast. Looking at those cardboard things just bothers me.
But what knocks me out is this. Well, now this football season starts, right? My sister keeps saying, "You hear the stand? You hear the fans? You hear the fans?" I see the fans on the television, but not in the stands. There's a few of them, and that's paper cardboard with like they do in baseball, I tell her.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just piping in the sound. They do it on the I just listen to the radio on the internet to the Dodger games, and what they do is they've got, like the crowd noise piped in while they're calling the game. The broadcasters aren't even go on the road with them. They're like broadcasting the game from the TV or something. Yeah, it's all kind of weird and disturbing, but I've been checking in now and then. I don't listen every day like I used to, though. Just kind of weird.
Yeah.
I just wondered how you were going with it,
I'm sort of aggravated, really, because there's not really no sports out other than because of this COVID stuff. Everybody's at home doing this, doing that. And the only time people are watching a football game, the people in the family here says, he's not watching football anymore. Well, it would have been nice to see fans in the stadium, of course, but we have this COVID problem, and people are still in the room or in the house, not going nowhere. A brand new stadium here now in Boston.
Yeah, we got to put an end to this thing somehow, but I don't know how. Everybody's really bought into it, so I don't know if this COVID's ever going to end. It's too good of a control mechanism, I think.
Ed, I really think it isn't. I really think it isn't going to end. The way it's looking.
Doesn't seem like it, yeah. I don't see an end anywhere.
It's not even touched tune. Like, it might be coming to an end. Wait a minute. It's continuing.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
Just
we had a handful of cases here and another handful of cases over here. We got to go back a phase in the reopening, yada, yada, yada.
I'm scared. I'm actually scared of going out in public with a mask. Now, honestly, I am scared of doing it.
I'm not.
No, but
I'm not either. No, I go out all the time. I don't even wear a mask at work.
I'm retired from work now. So, but my mind is still working on puzzles and things that they bring me in from visiting.
Oh yeah, you've been doing that's right. Yeah, you got your activities and whatnot.
Keep my mind straight.
Gotta do something. My goodness.
You gotta get outside though, Uncle. Sometimes you gotta get outside, and get some air and get some, get some exercise and keep that mask off a little. Get some air. You got to get some deep breaths, man.
I've been walking the dogs. I mean, around the house, I've been out walking dogs and stuff.
Apparently, vitamin D is good in preventing the illness.
Yeah, vitamin D and zinc, I hear. I don't have any zinc, but I've been taking vitamin D, before any of this started because, we don't get a lot of sunshine up here, so.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I just go outside. I'm outside regularly. My bald head soaking in the sun, the rest of my arms and whatnot soaking up the sun. So I figure I'm getting a healthy dose of that just right there.
Yeah. And I've heard it said that zinc with the vitamin D is like a pretty good combo.
Cool.
We got the pool still chilly. People want to jump in the swimming pool. They're not going in the pool. The thing ain't cold. And now she put a heater on the thing.
Too cold down there? Too cold for the swimming pool?
Not really. The water can tend to get cold, I guess.
A little cool, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
You guys are down there in the desert, man, in Riverside.
Pretty much.
Now that's a complete different story. You're talking the desert.
Not
house.
very different. It's incredibly hot here too.
The desert house?
Well, the desert, yeah.
The house is not done.
So when does the Landers UFO cult compound kick off here?
That's what I was.
We do not know for certain.
It's saying now October.
It's a waiting game on that. It's a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
It'll happen. It's a long story. Maybe the story will be told eventually, but yeah, it should. Gosh, by the end of the year, hopefully. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a long story, but we should be in there again, it's just a matter of time. We will be, and when we do, we'll be making bonsai trees with aliens. So it's going to be okay.
We're gonna do the bonsai.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That he examine.
Get some alien cardboard cutouts like at the ballpark, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Start making those.
Hey, I'm gonna jump off, Uncle, but it's good to have you back, man, and hope you're feeling well.
Thanks for calling, Ed. It's great to talk to you, and thanks for all the great mail as always.
Hey, yeah, cool. Keep watching that box. I'll try to send some more.
Will
do. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care, man. All right, there goes the man who's nearly single-handedly holding our American justice system together, Ed. I am quite serious. It's not just Ed, but just people who are of that vein who are like, hey, look, it's my duty to stand up for justice. I mean, that's what the whole system is there for. Is like the jury of your peers. It's there to protect you from tyranny, really, and from like a kangaroo court system and just getting railroaded by what could easily be a corrupt justice system. So we're really meant to be the last defense against that, and I think it's worthwhile to point that out.
Making sure you get that.
What, railroaded by the jail?
No,
in the jail.
But I'm confused with this Democrat and Republican thing. But I'm understanding the Republicans, the Democrats are for the people.
I think
this is what I'm confused at.
Listen, here's my opinion. I think the Democrats and Republicans would be more than happy to throw you in a cell and lock away the key without any trial if they could get away with it.
Both of them.
The point is they can't get away with it now, and the other point is we also have to continue to make sure that does not become the case. Whether it's the Democrats throwing you away and locking you up, throwing away the key for not wearing a COVID mask. That's what they would do. The Republicans would do it for not hailing our fearless leader and sig-hailing him or whatever they want you to do.
That we have right now, I gotta say, is dumb. Patriot's dumb because he doesn't wear it in public. Face mask. You watch this guy and he's walking around with no mask.
Well, see,
and he told everybody else to do.
Well, listen, there's that, Uncle. Plus, you guys live in a blue state, and as far as Trump's concerned, like, blue states with the coronavirus problem, hey, don't count them. So, no big deal there. California, not a big deal, even though you guys are still on fire. By the way, is it still raining ash in your neighborhood, Aaron?
It's not actually raining ash anymore. However, you do look at the northern horizon and you do see smoke billowing up from the mountains. It's still there.
Supposed to clear out today.
It had, but then I saw more smoke just now when we drove into town a little while ago. Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely smoke. I was like, what is this? I thought the fires were gone, but no, there's definitely smoke.
I feel, I know we do the exercise, I know we walk dogs, and we never do exercise, but the question I ask is, how is it walking with not breathing this air? And and your wife say, stay in,
It's been bad.
It's just complicated.
The air quality has consistently been bad for a couple of weeks now. It's not been good. Yeah, the fires, I mean, this is the worst fire season I don't know ever, but certainly recently it's a bad one this year. They just keep going. It doesn't stop.
I've seen it worse than this from the first beginning. When was the first fire you saw when you were in California?
First fire that I saw. I remember being in Los Alamitos in a parking lot of just like a mini mall thing with a bunch of shopping center thing parking lot. Might have been like a Target or some store like that. And I remember ash falling down in that parking lot. And that's the first time I remember seeing ash falling from the sky here in California. That was when I was living in Long Beach. So the first fire, I can't clearly remember. I think I remember the first earthquake I experienced. That was when we were in an apartment in Huntington Beach. I remember the walls shaking in there.
From a weather that and a hurricane, complete different story.
Yeah, we got all sorts of crazy things.
Just back to the one time for the show, is one thing I'm going to mention. And this is to ask the chat room, Chuck. Ask the chat room is, what does B mean in the show?
What does Bing?
B.
What does a B mean? Are we talking about like this Masonic manual talking about what B's mean? Is that what you mean, Uncle?
B.
To be or not to be? That is the question? We getting Shakespearean in here?
The man's in front of the thing. And they call saying, Mr. B.
Mr. B. Is this from a TV show?
No, that show I'm watching.
Oh, from Resurrection Ertugrul?
Yeah.
So this is about swords then?
It's about swords.
Okay, cool. I like it.
But he kept the leader. It's cool because it's the leaders. They call the word.
Oh, this is a title for a leader that starts with the letter B.
Yeah.
Boy, but nothing's coming to mind at the moment.
Every word that they were talking about, they started with that.
B. Okay.
Because saying B and in the word, then what they were talking about.
Well, if anybody's been watching that show, maybe they can decode this for us, because I have not watched the show, actually. So,
well, I'm trying to ask the chat room.
Chat room.
No, well, they can hear us. Chat room, please, if you can figure out what it is that Uncle is asking for here. What is the meaning of the B in that show? What's the name of that show again, Aaron?
Resurrection Ertugrul.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's see if they can come up with the answer, because here I'm stumped. I don't think, Aaron, you know. So let's see if we can figure that out. Meanwhile, you got, let's see here. About, let's see, 3, maybe 6 minutes left, 7 minutes left, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I did interview yesterday morning.
Oh, no, I mean tonight.
Well, we played the interview that I had recorded yesterday on the show tonight.
Oh.
You following all this?
Oh, yeah.
So we played that. I talked to him. He was an author. He authored the book about the guy with the ninja sword that broke into Bohemian Grove.
Oh.
He wrote what was essentially the biography of that guy.
You're up here doing your podcast. So what the heck's he talking to now? This is not even Friday yet. And I'm thinking myself.
We were trying to schedule a time, and T, I guess he hosts these ghost tours on Friday nights. So Friday nights weren't really going to work out for him. I'm like, okay, we'll just pre-record something. And so we did, and it worked out. So we played the interview, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have him back one day. I don't know. Chuck is going to have the same guy on his show on Monday. We were goofing about that. Yeah. So maybe you can listen to that. Maybe you should call into Chuck's show, Uncle. And then you could have a chance to talk to T. There we go.
Number. That's the same number.
Yeah. Chuck's number is our number. Mm-hmm. And before we close out the show, why don't we do the shout-outs? Yeah, shout-outs, Uncle. Who you got?
We wanted to. We had Ed on the show, and I got to shout out to you, Ed. You're a very good fella.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all this mail, and I understand where you're coming from. So shout out to you, and a shout out to our regulars like we have, and a special shout out to Bear. The one has passed. I always have to have him a shout out.
Yeah. I'll shout out to Random Death Meddler, who sent all this cool mail, including the Masonic Manual of Missouri. To Ed again for the mail. To Winston Conrad, who sent us something that I haven't shown you yet, Uncle, but he's going to be on the show soon. Shout out to Winston. I didn't see that. Shout out again to T. Krulos. Had him on in the first hour there. And shout out to Berta Cloak, who I've been trying to get a hold of on Instagram. I think he shut down his Juggalos Against Trump Instagram page from the looks of it.
What is with him?
Trying to get back a hold of him, and it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I'm trying to do that right now.
What happened?
I think he rethought his approach with the Juggalos Against Trump, and he's like regrouping. And then he has another Instagram, which I thought I already had followed, but I looked like I'm not, and then I'm trying to request. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to try to get a hold of him and have him back on the show if at all possible. So shout out to Murder Cloak if he is listening. I'm guessing he probably isn't, but shout out regardless. That's it for my shout outs, Uncle.
Oh, and a special shout out to Mrs. Sunshine.
Mrs. Sunshine, yes.
Whoever she is.
Vicky Shine Visuals on Instagram. Check out the paintings. Really cool. Cool artwork there.
That was it.
Check it out. Okay, yeah. And of course, Uncle, you can find him / us on Instagram, on Twitter, at Uncle Podcast.
And it'll have my face on it this time.
It will. Yeah, no more of my ugly face on there. It doesn't belong. Doesn't belong.
I don't look like him.
It truly does not. It truly does not belong. We were just getting really wacky last
I'd like to
week.
know how you figured that out, though. How did you put the picture on there to cover me up?
It's
You did it. Your sidekick.
It's digital effects wizardry, Uncle. It's just one of my little skills that I have in my tool bag.
I can see now people really care.
Yeah, they definitely care.
Because I realize if a person is out for a week, I see it now. I understand. What are you laughing at this?
Uncle, we figured out the name of what B is.
What?
It's butt smack. That's what the chat room's telling me.
Butt smack.
Butt
In
smack.
English?
Does that sound correct?
In English?
Well,
is that the name of it in English?
Maybe it's in Turkish. I don't know.
It's a Turkish name.
I don't know.
You don't say that in a Turkish name.
Our website is unclethepodcast.com, at Uncle Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for listening, for being there in the chat room, Ocelli.com. Every Friday night we're live, Ocelli.com.
Get ready for the New Year's one.
Oh, yeah, I got to start prepping that. I'm going to start doing the prep work for that, I think, now, because this is going to be... Yeah, I remember we did the year in review last year, Uncle?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, is this a year to review or what?
This is going to be over.
Goodness gracious.
It's going to be overpacking.
Oof.
Chuck, you better be ready.
4 hours.
It might even be longer.
4 hours is not long enough. That's what I was going to say.
It might be an hour. Let's say an hour more. An hour longer.
We're going to have to go 5.
I was born ready, baby.
You can handle it. We'll do 5 if you have to. Because this is got to be the worst New Year's it's going to be.
Someone call up Guinness. We're going to put this one in the record books.
It's going to go in the record books.
Okay.
We'll be passed out for the whole morning.
It's going to be
I'll
good.
Be passed out
Uncle's
for the whole morning.
Uncle's New Year's Revolution. Be there New Year's Eve, Ocelli.com, this New Year's Eve. So, just a little promo for you there. And yeah, UncleThePodcast.com. Uncle, we're at the end of the show. What else do we have? How do we end this thing?
Only way to say it.
How's that?
See you next week. Bye-bye.